Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to go over my current relationship structure, show you what that looks like as living a non-monogamous lifestyle. So first thing first is knowing that non-monogamy means you have to have at least two women in your life. And however many women you have, whether it's 2, 5, 10, there's all different categories of women on how you structure them in your relationship. So I'm going to show you how I structure mine, my preferences. Yours might be different, but I'm going to show you mine and walk through and explain to you how I did that. So first thing is first, I'm going to draw right here. This is me. This is my box. And I am number one. And I say I'm number one because as opposed to the relationship advice that says your better half or your partner is everything, my everything, no. That is a terrible way to think, a terrible way to live. And if you put your partner before you in everything, you're going to wind up in a very bad position. So that's not what you want. Okay, so in my case, my first category that I'm going to draw here is for the OLTR. Now, if you've watched the prior videos, you're going to know that OLTR stands for open long-term relationship. Okay? This is open long-term relationship. Now, what does this mean? Well, OLTR is special because basically it means that she's my girlfriend, but I also feel that she could be of long-term potential. So I see this woman as really a good, compatible companion for me, and she could be family. You know, she could be throughout all of my life. She has all of the qualities and open-mindedness that I'm looking for, that I need in a woman or women in order to include for this role. So the first thing to consider and to know is that an OLTR is not just suddenly happening. They have to prove themselves over many, many months, at least 3 to 6 months of dating them before you ever can find out their true colors and know who they are. Because how would you know that this is someone that has the qualities that you're looking for if you don't take the time and getting to know them and them showing over the period of a long time that they are low drama and that they are going to be suitable for your lifestyle? So number one, low drama, but then number two, a compatible life partner. So this role is not simply, obviously, just for sex, but you actually really enjoy spending time with this woman. They have a lot of things in common. They're open-minded, and they're going to be really compatible for your path in what your preferences are. So compatible life partner, but then also they are long-term. So those are the things that you're looking for. But like I said, they have to first be someone you're dating, and then they have to be an MLTR. So they have to be one of many that you're dating. And then after seeing that you've dated many at one time, you really, really like this one, and you see that she could have like a long-term potential. You want her more as a girlfriend to really build something with, and not really just for show or for experience, but for actual fulfillment. Like for me, I have no problem with living alone. I like being alone. I like my own time. But I also really like having a companion that I could share life with. So to me, that's valuable. And for me, she is a live-in LTR. So she lives with me. Now, there are pros and cons of living with a woman. I'll go through that in a separate video. But I'm just letting you know, this is my structure, my relationships, and this is how I set it up. So with the LTR, for me, a non-negotiable is that the woman likes girls, because I know in living my life, I see a girl I like, I'm with my girlfriend, and I'm obviously going to ask her, hey, what do you think of her? Like, what do you think? Like, do you like her? Or I'll go talk to a girl, because if I'm living my life as a free single man and I see a girl that I like, I'm going to go talk to her. I'm not going to go ask for permission. So for me, it's a non-negotiable that any girl in an MLTR or OLTR category is not going to have any problem with that. They're going to be fine with it. In fact, they're probably hoping that I seal the deal so that I can guide them into this other category. And this one's fun. This is called playmate. Playmate. So the playmates are shared, and usually the playmates are only for us together. The playmates are not separate. So meaning she doesn't necessarily see the playmate one-on-one. I don't necessarily see the playmate one-on-one. It's more so it's threesome or four. That's obviously possible too, depending on if you like that or not. And this is something that we do to spice up our relationship. So it's not just us all the time when we're together, but we'll include this girl or these girls on dates with us. We'll go to dinner. We might go on little trips or activities. We'll include them because we like spending time with them and they make it more fun for us. So that is on this side of the boundary, okay? But on this other side here, this is all, I'm going to do the different color. This is all my zone. My OLTR or my playmates do not have any involvement whatsoever on this side of my life. This is the FB zone. So FBs, friends with benefits, they are sex only. Very, very clear. It's sex only. You could do a first date is okay, but after sex only, at her house or yours. So for me, I have two FBs. I'm going to draw this out. Two FBs. I have two FBs that are just for me. I don't share these FBs. I have my OLTR, and I have two playmates. Now, I want to caution you something about the FBs. Depending on how you want to set it up with your OLTR or MLTR, you could tell them about the FBs or you could just keep it on the down low. You do your thing. Obviously, they know what's going on. They just might not want to know about it. But this is where you have the girls on your roster that you don't necessarily want as girlfriends, and you may not want to loop them in as playmates. And the reason why you might not want to loop them in as playmates is because there's like a unspoken dynamic that changes when they see that you are with your main girl, and the main girl may or may not speak with the playmate, giving her certain restrictions that you don't know about. She may say, like, I don't want you to see him individually, or this is only between us. Like, you don't know, but if you keep the FBs on this side of the boundary and it's only you and they don't know anyone else, then obviously you'd have more freedom and you do it that way. And then obviously you have your OLTR, MLTR playmates whenever you want. And I haven't gotten into the MLTR yet, but I'll get to that in just a second. So like I said, just be careful on if you ever do want to bring the playmate over and you want to like include her in a threesome or you want to invite her to go to dinner. Just be careful of that dynamic that the main girl or main girls will have that conversation. But if you're thinking that the FB could have potential to maybe be a girlfriend, like you've been with her, she's chill, and you might want to make her a girlfriend, you bring her into the playmate category. One more thing that I want to caution you on for the FB here is, oh shit, hang on. One more thing I want to caution you on for the FB is that you don't pay for things. The minute you start paying for things, like I know I said don't go out on dates. Obviously, that's like more of a friend, but try not to pay for anything if you can, because if you do pay for stuff with SBs, then it might set the wrong frame of like, oh, is he trying to make me a boyfriend or whatnot? But just throwing that out there. Okay. So that's pretty self explanatory for the FBs. Now, getting back to the playmates and the OLTR here on this side of the equation, because I didn't yet talk about the MLTR. I don't presently have an MLTR, but I could, and it's a possibility. So, for example, we have one playmate here that we really like spending time with. We've been going out with her for a while. We've been doing dinners, a lot of different fun times together. Obviously, a lot of sex every time. Um, and the OLTR said, "Hey, why don't we make her a girlfriend? Like, I'd be totally cool with that." And I said, "Well, I haven't really known her long enough. It's only been a couple months. She's showing to be good, but then again, we are moving away from Colombia right now to Mexico. So obviously, I don't want to necessarily bring her with me quite yet, um, and I don't think she'd want to leave. So she's going to have to go back on the roster of the Colombian roster for whenever I come back." But anyways, going back to the MLTR subject. Let me stay focused here for you. MLTR. Okay, so MLTR again, multiple long long-term relationship. It's a girlfriend, but you may not see her the potential, or maybe she hasn't proven herself yet to be an OLTR, meaning long-term girlfriend or wife material. So the only way for me to have a second girlfriend is to first start her as a playmate. For me, I don't want to be dating girls on the side, because to me, like, that's not really the most respectful to my main girl. I'd rather be spending the time with her, and if I'm not going to be spending the time with her of doing dates, I'll just go see an FB on the side. So to get an MLTR, what you got to do is you got to start them off as a possible FB, or you loop them right into the Playmate. So, like for Playmate, there would be an audition essentially. You'd have a first date with you, your MLTR, OLTR, and the Playmate. And what you're looking for here is for them to play nice. Obviously, you want to like them too, but you want your main girlfriend to like the Playmate. And if it goes well, and you guys either hook up or you have a second date and you hook up later, you want to keep having more dates and get a feel for them, and then continually see them on like a trio date basis. And then you start to get a relationship as like a group. If you haven't experienced it yet, it's very interesting. You really like to watch how the women interact and they get along and they have a really great time together. But once you've had this playmate for maybe 2, 3, 4 months, and you're having consistent great times, low drama, and you like her, your girlfriend likes her, then what I would suggest is have a conversation with the girlfriend. Tell her that you're thinking maybe include her more often. You're not asking for permission, but you're getting a feel for what she is thinking. Because obviously she likes seeing her every week on a date basis, but then you have to then make known that you're going to more have her as a more formal girlfriend, and then you're obviously going to have that conversation with the playmate for her to enter into the MLTR status. And the great thing about that is you don't even really have to have the conversation, because she knows already that you're non-monogamous, that you met her on a non-monogamous basis. Now you could tell her, if you want to, that you're going to have your FBs on the side. You're going to be now another girlfriend. You're not going to tell her she's a second girlfriend, because then she's going to feel shitty about that. You're going to tell her that you want her to be the girlfriend, and then you have the MLTR. And like how you have presently, you have your one girlfriend and you have her as a playmate who's now the girlfriend. You may want to include future playmates. You may want to have um, playmates, or you may in the future want to upgrade another playmate to another MLTR. And you tell her, if you really believe it, then you might make her now a second OLTR. So meaning that's when you would start to build more of a harem. When you have one LTR plus a second LTR, OLTR is now two OLTRs. So if you think about it, that would be two wives if they both turn out to be exactly as you're thinking. And then you would have your FBs on the side, and you'd have your playmates, and so forth. But for me, I don't think I would want to surpass two OLTRs. I think that would be probably sufficient. Maybe I might change my tune in having three, but experience will tell, because at some point I'll probably add a third girlfriend to the equation, just to see what it's like. I don't know whether I'll like it or not, but you have to try things in order to know. And then always have the FBs. Beautiful thing about the FBs is if you're at the gym and you see a hot girl at the gym and you want to experience her for the day, you just experience her for the day. And if it's something that becomes consistent, that's when you would categorize her as an FB. But if you just do it one time, then obviously it's the one night stand. And I really don't do a whole lot of those. Um, for me, I like to invest my time in women that I think there's going to be something consistent, because why would I want to go on a first date, get to know someone, and then just have sex with them one time? Like, for me, that kind of feels like a waste. I mean, if there's only one opportunity and she's on vacation or something, that's one thing. But for me, I like to create like an investment in my relationship. So these playmates that I bring, I'm not going to bring a playmate to introduce to my main girl if I don't think that she has possible MLTR potential. So there's no way to know if she has OLTR potential, but she certainly might show MLTR potential. But only time will tell. And for you guys, just keep in mind, like, you need to be going out with a girl at least for 2 or 3 months to even know if she has potential. Okay, that's when they're going to really show their true colors. And then eventually, if you ever were to live with an OLTR, you never live with an MLTR, but if you were to live with an OLTR, um, they're going to show their colors a lot sooner because you live with them. So that's kind of my situation. The only thing I will say again is, if you live with an OLTR, it could make it, there could be some level of restrictions on your freedom as far as your FBs are concerned. Because if you live with the OLTR and you bring by an FB, then you kind of have to either be like low key about it, or you just have to let her know ahead of time. And it's not as easy if you live by yourself, is all I'm saying. I mean, she could be cool with it. She might want to join in, but then if she joins in, she automatically becomes a playmate, and she's no longer just your FB on the side. So hopefully that sheds some light on the different possibilities of what you could have. For you guys that are going through a breakup, or you're just transitioning to the non-monogamous life, you don't need to be worrying at all about the OLTR. All you need to focus on is having your FBs and your girls that you're dating to eventually become MLTR if they're not an MLTR already. And then playmate is only something that you have when you actually have a girlfriend, that you include girls into your relationship. And that is really fun. I do really like that. I really, really like turning up to a place and having my girls next to me and everybody, all of us having a great time. So, yeah, keep that in mind of what's possible if you don't have it already. And as always, if you guys want to get some help and you want to get some coaching or go through some courses, I have a link in the bio where I help people transition to the non-monogamous relationship and improve their dating skills, improve their dating life, and have a more overall better masculine experience. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.